Hi my ninjas, how are you guys doing? It's your girl Owamie aka Miss Fearful, coming back for our entertainment. If it's ever I'm Jenny Milmas, doing the welcome, please do make sure that I subscribe and obviously hit the bell. I absolutely love you, and do not forget to follow me on Instagram, TikTok and Twitter. It's at boldly Owamie. Now my ninjas, today we're going to talk about the statements that Mihlali actually made on her Instagram, and I felt there were some things that were contradictory, but somebody don't go out there and said it, and I'm like, we need to talk about this. I personally feel like we need to talk about it. When you talk about your story, I do feel like it's also good to also just mention some of the significant things that happened to also get you to where you are. Now obviously this actually happened after Musa Kaula insulted her parents, which I feel like Ugal did good by standing up for herself, against Musa Kaula, because he has been, he has said a lot, and so now I do also feel like he's just crossed a different boundary by calling Mihlali's mother a hoe and calling her stepfather, I think, funky. So so with that, Mihlali did then go ahead and respond. I did do a full video where I was just talking about the situation. I'm sure I'm gonna put a card somewhere so you guys can go and watch it. You can watch it after this video. You can go watch that and come back to this so that you can understand. But what I will do is that I will reread the statement that Mihlali posted so that we can read all of them, and we can basically just go ahead, and do what I used to do to me, guys. Dissect the situation. Let's go ahead and get it. So this is what Mihlali Damaze actually said. She said, I'm not in the business of explaining myself and responding to BS, even when a false narrative is being pushed, because I know my truth and my work speaks for itself. But the moment you start attacking my loved ones, it's personal. I signed up for this, but my family didn't. The least you can do is leave my parents out of my mess. Clearly, it's not about blogging anymore, it's personal. She then mentions Musa Kaula, let me educate you and others since you lack information on who I am and where I come from. With all due respect, since y'all give men too much credit, cars, being exposed to luxury since birth. I was dropped off and picked up from school in Mercedes from pre-primary. My first car was a Mercedes. I bought my mom a luxury car at 22 years old. I've never accepted hand-me-downs because I never needed to. Zikhona imoto ekaya. Money? I started working at 20. I've never been faced by what a partner can offer me. Hence why 7 years later, low lives like you feel the need to use my name to gain relevance. Don't be disrespectful. That won't guarantee you longevity. Leave my family out of it. I know your poor attempts at destroying me failed, and I'm sorry about that, but at least try to find a better strategy without dragging my family into it. From a successful brand strategist, I'd rather suggest you find a sustainable way to establish yourself, because all fads die out. Free advice from a successful brand: do with it as you wish. Okay, she then continued to say, I try handle everything with so much grace, but Kendi Adigwanam, I'm driving so and so's car, dating A, B, and C for financial gain. Like, you haven't seen me build from the ground up on my platforms. From vlogging in a cottage, please do listen to me well. From vlogging in a cottage to a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 3, then house. Anyways, this is the first and last time I give full free airtime on my platform because my rates ain't cheap. As my mother would say, dogs do not bark at a stationary car, they piss on it. So long as you're progressing in life, they will bark. Good night. Okay, now obviously that good night was not good night. It seems I actually didn't even get to see this one. I only just saw this from a blog. I think it's Buzzy B, if I'm not too mistaken. I think it is. If I'm mistaken, then I'll put the right blog maybe where I got this from. But then this one says, can we just take a moment to chuckle at the fact that dead news publications tried so hard to drive the narrative that I accepted and was driving a car that doesn't belong to me. I'd leave my beautiful baby Benz and the cars at home to settle for a used Range Rover like I'm desperate? The things washed out publications will do to remain relevant, Bandla. Also, those on the Bird app who entertain that nonsense, Nidom ukufa shem. I'm a woman of standard, and I will maintain that standard, baby. Nizo Jesal. Okay. But she said it like fully as it is. When I buy myself Bentley. Now, the blog then said, I moshake unono. She should have left it at good night. Now, if we were to break her statement up, a lot of things want sense. The score is now at 1 Mihlali 0 Musa. Now, this is one comment that came out, and this is what the comment said, and they posted that as well. I love her, but there's a lot of contradiction in her statement. She being comfortable as per her statement, yet she mentioned vlogging from cottage and 1 bedroom. Also, Mihlali was staying with the major league DJ when she got to Joburg, and she used to speak about how that man inspired her because she was very lazy and he would literally tell her she needs to find a passion. There's tweets and I will look for them. Secondly, Mihlali has always dated rich men. This is the same girl that spoke about how she used to get 50k monthly allowance, so much for a rich girl that even dated, they did say a name here but they scratched the name out, and traveled to Singapore with him. The man she was caught with in Dubai, she does so much for a rich girl, and if I were her, I would be relaxed, but she's always involved in scandals of dating married men. As for the car, lol, wasn't she even taking videos of her driving that Range Rover? The last statement has been deleted. Now, it does seem like the last statement has been deleted because I definitely did not see it. For me, I am not going to lie to you guys. There are things for me also that I just feel like they do not make too much sense for me, but the problem is that when we ask, we're called haters, and it's just like, I'm just simply asking questions. That's it. Like, I'm not saying, Jui's not working hard. We've seen Mihlali worked hard, yes, but there's certain things to me that just do not make sense. Guys, Mihlali is saying that she's from a very rich family. Clearly, she was dropped in and off, like, to and from school, ngama bands, so it means kumnandimus, like, money is there. So first of all, why would you then start from a cottage, then a 1 bedroom, then like, wouldn't you just, because I know there's a family that is rich, and that old man, like, he literally he has like 10 kids. He bought all his children condos, like I don't know what, like, I think they call them condos, those expensive ones that, is it a condo or whatever, but like some luxury apartments, you guys, I think they're 3 bedrooms or something. They're huge, like, they're beautiful, all of them, everyone got one, so for me, I'm like, okay, clearly she had to work hard because she had to start from a cottage. She had to go to 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, and then a house. So she obviously had to work hard for that. So what I'm not understanding is, like, okay, her coming from luxury and them having all these Benz and all these cars all her life, why would she then move from a Benz to a cottage first, or a bachelor or something? I don't know. That's just the first question I'm gonna ask. There's a time that I once had, if I'm not too mistaken, please don't quote me on this, but I remember, man, Mihlali once spoke about, I don't know if it was a vlog, and it was like she was talking about what, or she once babysat, was it a babysitting, or she got a job where she got paid, was it 50 rands, or like, it was a very small amount of money, man. If you're someone that follows Mihlali from all the way back there, because I used to follow her a lot before I got blocked the time that the news of her with that man in Dubai leaked, and I reported about it, and then I got blocked for that. But before then, I remember, man, I think there was a time that she spoke about this, but the amount of money that she said, guys, it was a really small amount of money, especially for a big girl like her, because obviously she's a big girl, most she's from, you know, luxury. The other question that I would have to ask, I know a Jaguar is a really beautiful car, it's an expensive car, it is a luxury car, and she bought her mother a Jaguar at the age of 22, and that was like, she has always spoken about this on how she wanted a bigger car than the one she was driving, but she had to sacrifice that to buy her mother a car first, and then she was gonna buy herself a car, if I'm not too mistaken. Please don't judge me, I mean, don't quote me on that as well, but that's what I basically got. Sorry about that, guys. I got interrupted with my phone. But for me, as I said, there are certain things to me that just do not really make too much sense, in terms of like, okay, she's saying that she bought her mother a Jaguar, which we saw, and that was something that was really beautiful, great, absolutely great. But for me, I asked myself, like, okay, if you are from luxury and you from birth have been experiencing luxury, and you for sure your mother should also be part of that luxurious life. Her buying her mother a Jaguar, I felt like, shouldn't she already be driving a Jaguar if that is the case? Like, and I hope people are gonna, like, honestly just hear what I'm saying. These are questions that I'm having, and I'm not saying anybody's right, I'm not saying anybody's wrong, I'm just saying these are the questions, some of the questions that I obviously am having, because I'm like, if you were born into riches and you have lived this luxurious life, then how come, like, you were born and you had to be 22 years to buy your mother a luxury car, which is the Jaguar? Which car was she driving before? Shouldn't she already be driving a Jaguar, or maybe the Range Rover, stuff like for me, that is the already, like, without you having to buy her first, because if you're from luxury, then it means that she's also from luxury. Do you understand, guys, like what I'm actually basically asking? Unless if maybe the lux was on her from her father's side, and then, you know, maybe her mother couldn't, but I just, there's a lot of things to me that just do not make sense, and I'm simply just saying it's me that is asking the questions. Anyway, when we have to also then go ahead and continue, that Mihlali is talking about, you know, how she started building up from, you know, this 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom house, this and that. But honey, where is the statement of, oh, and also I was also getting 50,000 rands girlfriend allowance? Because we can't just brush over, guys. 50,000 is a lot of money. There are so many South Africans that have never received 50,000 rands at once. They've never. Many. There are many South Africans that I've never seen 50k just enter their account at once. They've never. So it's not a small amount of money, because this man, this rich man, because clearly if someone is not rich, they cannot afford to give their girlfriend 50,000 rands girlfriend allowance. This rich man that you were dating, that was giving you an allowance of 50,000 rands every month, that is something that obviously also helped you. Or not even to say help you, maybe at that time, I'm sure there are certain months where you were not even making 50,000 yourself, and that 50,000 was your main income. The girlfriend allowance. Like, think about it, guys. Where would you be if you were to get a 50,000 J apart from your own money that you make, 50,000 every month for maybe like 12 months or 11 even? Like, on top of whatever it is that you would make, that would be mad money, like crazy money. I don't even want to lie. So for me, I also do want to just go ahead and say this, that there's a huge misconception that whenever someone like me talks about these situations, it's almost like I'm saying that Mihlali did not work hard. No, I'm not saying Mihlali did not work hard. Mihlali did work hard. Yes, she also had pretty privilege, which is there, and that is great. She's gorgeous. That has worked for her. We love a queen. That is what she has, and she uses it. That is fine. But we also cannot avoid or even like play dumb cop to the fact that Mihlali has been linked to multiple rich men that are in the business of dating girls to give them money. Like, their, how can I say this, like their reputation. Look at Edwin Sodi. What is Edwin Sodi's reputation? And mind you guys, if you guys have forgotten, there's a picture of Mihlali that she took of herself in a bathroom that looks exactly like Edwin Sodi's, which even Edwin Sodi's girlfriend took a picture in the same bathroom. And if you put the pictures, you know, like 99.999% the same. And then there was also that guy that she got caught or Dubai. That's the video that she blocked me after I made that video. That was when, I think 2019 somewhere there. It was the time that she got very close with Babalwa, and you guys know Babs has been linked into allegations of her being a pimp, that, you know, she pimps. And then after that, there was someone that claimed that Mihlali, I think, was with some guy, the guy there in Dubai. And then Babs was also in Dubai at the same time. Babs came out with a statement saying that is a lie, blah, blah, blah. And then after that, guys, somebody leaked a picture of Mihlali and that guy. If I get the picture, I'll put it here. And that guy, and it was just a mess at that point. If I'm not too mistaken, I think whatever Babs had posted, she even deleted. And I remember talking about it to say, Mihlali, what she does is she will shut her mouth. She will be very quiet. I guess Babs had not read that memo, but ever since that whole scandal, I've never seen Mihlali with Babs. So I don't know what happened there. If maybe they just choose to keep their friendship private or whatever, I do not know. But what I'm simply saying is that when you tell your story, you should go ahead and tell your story as a whole. I have dated rich men. They have given me a lot of money, and that has also helped me. The same way that she's also dating Uli Royce Dambe. The reason why we even got to find out about them was because of, allegedly, it was the wife that actually got the receipt that got leaked online. Him buying her furniture. So she also does benefit from this man, this rich man that she dates. At this point, we can also add on married men, because Leroy Dambe is a married man. And just because when your standards are okay, we can talk about it and we can say she's dating a married man for 6 months. After 6 months, let's all forget. Your standards should not be tried to be enforced in Owamie. No, because Mnapla, you don't know me. You don't know who I am. You've never even been to Venda, some of you. So like, why would you think that your level of this is until here, we talk about it, has to stop here, has to be for everybody? No. That is why, even when it comes to Stella's situation, her first child belongs to her married. She had that child with a man that was married. It will always be like that. We will talk about it if we want, at any point and at any stage. And ayikho focal that you can do about it. I just try to be spicy. Anyway, after today, all our sins are washed away. Except those of, okay, let me not say too much. But what I'm simply saying is that there's a lot of things, some dots are not connecting. And I do remember that after she came back, and then the papers were buzzing about the Range Rover, she was definitely in a car that looked exactly like the Range Rover that they were talking about. I remember there was even a ninja that sent me a picture and said, oh, and I remember at that time, I think she said date night with Babake or something. And so the Range Rover that she's talking about, used Range Rover, is the Range Rover that the court allegedly ordered for the Range Rover to go back to the wife. And so if the court orders, then it means that the Range Rover has to have gone back. I even saw somebody on Twitter saying that when they took the Range Rover back, Mihlali took it personal, and that's why she went and bought herself this car, which, okay, I don't know about that. But one thing that I can go ahead and say is that sometimes if you know that your story is not going to add up, maybe just don't tell your story. And sometimes when you're talking about your success story, you cannot just like leave down a whole 50,000 that is here, that we know about. Like, you can't just do that. You honestly can't. 50,000 from a man every single month, like, that's a lot of money. And we're not saying that something is wrong. And that's the part that I feel like people don't understand. We're not saying that there's anything wrong with dating a rich man. Absolutely not. We love it for you. Don't pass their success as yours. That's it. Acknowledge. Okay, Without the 50,000, high chances I wouldn't be where I am today, because I'm sure he did a lot for you. And so that's just, for me, no. Something ain't adding up for me. Why are you buying your mother a luxury car at the age of 22? Because in my opinion, she should already have that. She should already be driving that if you guys are from luxury, right? So if you went to her, maybe she should have already been driving the Jaguar, or Range Rover, or G-Wagon. I don't know, because like, think about it, wealth from birth, that's a lot. And so for her to be like, she could have just gone home and taken one car, I'm like, okay. Okay. And also the job that she spoke of, it's just that it's been a long time, but me being somebody that reports on news, I got that, and I was like, well, something is not making sense, because I hear people say Mihlali is from a rich family. But then, like, if that is the case, then why would she be taking a job that would pay her this little? I'm not understanding. Like, there was a lot that I was just also not understanding, guys. I won't even lie. And I think that the other thing again that I can also say is that just because you are from a family where there's money, it doesn't mean that they give you that money. Like, y'all need to also just be on that, which would mean that the wealth that they have has nothing to do with you. And I can give you guys an example, last part, about myself. I can sit here and be like, guys, my father is successful, there's this and this, my father has a complex, my father has this, depends, yes, there, the BM, whatever, like, at home, like, they are legit fine. Like, I know that people from my village, that thing would, I'm where I'm at today simply because of my family. Because if honestly my family wanted to, they could. They just don't. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm sitting here also paying for my baby sister's fees and doing this and doing that. That's why you'll never ever hear me talk about my home's financial status, because that contributes nothing to me. It contributes nothing. I literally work super hard and grind super hard for everything that I have. So I'm just not understanding. Is she just from situation that is like that? Because I know people that are from rich families who, like, they don't even have to start with a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom. Their parents already just buy them, or like their family buys them like a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom house, easy. And they're like, okay, here's your start, here's a Benz, that's your first car, yes, keep it moving. So if you're gonna talk about I was born into luxury, but then go ahead and narrate a struggle story, cause like, that is a struggle. So it's like me starting to say, guys, I'm from a back room, guys, I'm from this and this, I'm from this and that, I'm from this and that, but I could just easily go home and take one of the Benz. Guys, I can't. Nobody would allow me, nobody would give me their cars back home. So if I wasn't driving my car, I wouldn't have a car, because I know for a fact they ain't giving me nothing. So I'm just not understanding when it comes to that. If that family is not doing much for you, then why are you even including it? I just don't get it. I honestly don't get it. It's the same way as they were talking about how there's also another girl, she bought her mother a Benz. I'm not gonna say who, but if you put 1 and 2 together, you can, if you want to. And then people were like, oh, she's from a very rich family, and the Benz that she bought her mother, it's an expensive car. But if the mother or them, they are from a wealthy family, that car the mother should already be driving, or an even bigger car than that. So like, these stories that you guys talk, they're from rich families, they're from some stories are not making sense to me. And I know I'm gonna be the villain, I'm gonna be hated for asking such questions, but I'm a questions, guys, because these are statements that are being put up, and then I'm not someone that is gonna just listen to something that for me is not adding, and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, no, that's okay, because no, if it don't make sense to me, I'll ask questions, and that's it. Okay, anyway, I love you guys, stay blessed. Go ahead and comment down below, do you guys see the things that I'm actually saying? Because honestly, guys, for me, sizobona phambili. Anyway, I love you ninjas, stay blessed, and I will see you guys in my next upload. Bye ninjas.